The Five Nights at Marcus trilogy of games honestly takes the cake in my opinion for possibly one of the most underrated Roblox FNAF series on the entire platform. I mean, like, I kind of get it. I don't hear the name Five Nights at Marcus and expect to play like a super good game, especially when you hear it's like a Roblox game. However, not only are these some of the most polished and solid games I have ever seen on the site, but the third installment, titled Far From Land, genuinely feels like a AAA gaming experience. But I'm not here to gush about the gameplay, you saw the title. So today, I think it's about time I dive into the lore of the entire Five Nights at Marcus trilogy, since it's now concluded. So without further ado, please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you enjoy content like this, and most importantly, comment down below what games you want me to cover in the future. Anyways, now that that's out of the way, let's dive in. So thankfully, unlike the series it's based on, the Five Nights at Marcus games take place in sequential order. There are two major corporations in the series that play a big role in the plot, and a third one that's really only relevant for the third game, those being Marcus Robotics and Celadon Logistics. But we'll talk about Celadon at a later time. Marcus Robotics is the creator of the robots, and yes, they are animatronics. We do get some conflicting information in the first where they are called androids, however in the second and third installment they are referred to as animatronics, so we are going to just go with that. They are implied to be malfunctioning security robots to be specific, which would actually explain why they are so powerful and stuff. However, with that being said, it's not entirely clear why they are attacking you, at least not at this point in the series. There's no dead kids inside them or anything, so for the time being, let's just assume they are malfunctioning security robots. The main character of the first game makes it through all 5 nights and in the end is ultimately killed by the animatronics. See, as explained in Far From Land, the animatronics were created as part of Marcus Robotics' elusive Genesis experiments. This could be a reference to one of Dead Fish Games' other projects of the same name, in which the premise of the game was that a company created very sophisticated AI systems for robots, and it seemingly went rogue. The result was 5 to 6 failed experimental robots and 1 success. The original prototype, Shadow Marcus, or the Kraken, as seen in Far From Land. The Kraken is the only one of the experiments to successfully complete the Genesis experiments, it seems. But because of this, it seems to be able to control the other animatronics to do its bidding, which explains why the animatronics became violent and hostile in the first game. Anyways, after the murder incident in FNAM 1, the robots are sent to a second location in a different place, and for that to happen, they need to be transported. So Marcus Robotics enters into some sort of secret deal with a second company known as Celadon Logistics, in order to transport the dangerous animatronics. In this second game, we play as Joshua. If I'm being completely honest, FNAM 2 doesn't really have anything happen in it. The animatronics escape, but the player canonically survives the week, and the robots are inevitably put into the ship, which leads to the events of Far From Land. In Far From Land, we play as Malcolm, a ship captain whose brother was mysteriously killed while transporting stuff from Celadon warehouse to the ship. The implication being that one of the animatronics, possibly Shadow Marcus himself, did the deed. This is reinforced by the fact that the Kraken attaches the body parts and limbs of its victims to its endoskeleton, and on his body there is a new set of fresh limbs, bones, and a mutilated face. We also meet other characters such as Bishop and Mason, who assist Malcolm on his journey, even if Mason meets his end at the hands of the Kraken after discovering the dark secret of Celadon and Marcus Robotics' dealings. After successfully delivering the animatronics, only the Kraken remains on the ship, and for the long journey home, the final voyage becomes a boss battle between the two. Knowing the true dangers the animatronics possess, and inspired by Mason's previous warnings, Malcolm makes the decision to crash his ship into an iceberg, causing it to explode and sink to the bottom of the ocean, taking Malcolm's life and consigning the Kraken to oblivion. As this is the end of the series, there's not really much else to say or theories to make. While I did make the connection to Genesis, it's really only just a theory. Whether Zakify will continue that project, or if he's moving to something completely new altogether, only time will tell. Oh yeah, and there's apparently these tapes that are all around that give lore, but I couldn't find all of them, so I'm just putting the 2 that I found in that are relevant to the video. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please remember to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. And most importantly, share this video around and share the game around. This game needs to be covered by Let's Players and other YouTubers because it is super underrated, and honestly it deserves much more attention than the gore slop that gets pushed out on the regular basis. So yeah, that's about it. Bye.